What's up? What's up, everybody? How you doing out there? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men, our Wednesday edition. Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic week. I was telling my best friend earlier today that this week feels like it's going by a lot quicker than normal. We got to hump day a lot quicker than normal. I think that's a good thing. I hope that's a good thing. Today is the first day of fall. So I got off work. I went outside. The weather here in Atlanta, GA, is magnificent. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. So Tasha and I, we have a little ongoing bet that she believes we're still in for quite a bit more of summer. And I think winter is a coming. Welcome, Alicia George. I appreciate you popping in with us, a new visitor. I'm going to actually put the link into the chat for a second. If I can, when Tasha comes on board, you're welcome to join our show. If this is your very first time to visiting Real Talk for Real Men, you can catch us every Wednesday and every Sunday. This is our summer edition shows. We broadcast live on the TFG Media Network with a host of other shows, and I also have my own YouTube channel. So appreciate you, Alicia, showing up. Feel free to comment in the commentary section. We can have some fun here on Real Talk. And on Sundays, we like to keep it light. So thank you for showing up. So as I bring my co-host in, we'll get this party started. Welcome, Miss Meg Mack, Tasha Mack. What's going on?
What's going on, Black? How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I got a chance to do the pre-shave to my head, got a drink in my hand. You know, that signals that we're heading towards the downside of this week. So I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I can't complain. Glad this week is coming to an end. Just looking forward just to being off.
I understand. Well, thank you as always, sweetheart, for being here. You know what we do. We're going to do what we do best. We got my brother Kenny in the house. Brother Kenny, what's going on?
What's good, Brother Black? What's up, Tasha? Good evening.
All right. How are you today, sir?
Good, man. I can't complain. Beautiful day here in Texas, too, so we good.
That's what I'm talking about. We above ground 6 feet.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
the weather
sir.
is a changing. As I tell you, Tasha, I think we're going to get some winter coming here in a little bit.
No. Don't speak that into the universe.
Yes,
no, sir. I ain't ready for that.
I'm telling you, second summer is coming.
We don't see.
I don't want no early winter. No early winters.
I do. I predict in 2 weeks it's going to go from 70s to 50s. It's going to catch people off guard. And then bringing in my other brother in North Carolina, Mr. Big Bert. What's going on, Bert? How you doing, my brother?
Peace, family. What's going on, y'all? Don't speak that winter stuff. That's like
that's right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All of y'all, I love fall and winter, my favorite time of year. I got out briefly and I was riding around here in Atlanta. I was like, oh my God, can't wait for the leaves to fall off. You know, can't wait for summer to go away. But for you summer lovers, we'll see. Maybe you'll get a little bit still left in here.
You know, I like to
so.
fall in the winter, but I don't believe that we're gonna get anything anytime soon.
All right, we gonna find out. We're gonna get to the night's topic, so I hope we get some more people to join us. If not, small is always good too. Small is always good. So, Mac, while I get into the topic, if you would post in the channel, if you would, the invite for anybody that want to join. This is a great opportunity. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the science of attraction. I wanted to do this topic because of the change in weather that's impending. On November the 7th, we have the end of daylight savings time. The clock will turn back. It's going to be getting darker quicker. That weather that I so love, those long, dreary days where the sun is not shining. It's colder outside, no leaves on the trees. I cannot wait for that time But you know what that also signifies? Boo season. Boo season is upon us. When that weather starts changing, attitudes also start changing. So we will be doing a boo season show once we kick off officially in fall. But this is a precursor, because what I want to talk about is about attraction. What attracts us to one another, men and women? What attracts us to one another? And before I get into it, we're going to talk about it from a scientific perspective tonight, because we can all think about what attracts us personally. If you've been watching this show, I like a really big butt. That's what does it for me. It's that bottom. Face is actually the last thing I look at. I could care less about hair and all that kind of stuff. You could be bald headed, but if you packing that heat in the back, you're gonna be all right with me. So physical attraction is what does it for me. So I'm gonna go around the room just initially before we get into the science of it. Brother Bird, what is it that attracts you to someone? What attracts you?
That booty. It's like,
man after my own heart.
You know what? To me, it's physical. To tell you the truth, I'm gonna be straight up. I know as men, we like to be visual. So visually, that's the attraction. But hopefully, when you open your mouth, it matches your beauty.
Ooh, I like that. McMack, for you, what does it for you when you think about what attracts you? What does it for you?
I think honestly, initially it is a physical attraction, but when the first few sentences that you're talking to someone, for me, it's if they can make me laugh, if they're not taking themselves too seriously, if they're laid back, if they seem like they're easy to talk to just in those first few sentences, that's what'll do it for me.
Okay. Personality traits.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And Brother Kenny, what does it for you?
Well, it's gonna be the trifecta. It's gonna be the booty. It's nice. All booties matter to me. I'm just gonna say that. So that's how I'm gonna say that. But it's definitely physical right off the top. And
Okay.
and the older I've gotten, it's still physical, but it's maybe little things that when I was younger that I overlooked physically. That I was like, oh, I kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So I like that. And then, like Bert said, definitely all that gets thrown out the window if once we have a conversation. If it ain't no vibe there, if we no chemistry, then yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna waste my time, even though I might be physically attracted to her. I mean, it's a waste of time if we don't have that chemistry. So
Absolutely. I love the fact that you brought up as you've gotten older, because that's also, as I was reading this particular article, what really drew my attention, because I took self-stock and I was like, well, wow, what used to really completely have me on go, now it's very, very different, because as I've aged, I liked how you said that now things that I might have overlooked have become more important. What's going on, Hannah? How you
hey,
doing,
what's
sweetheart?
Hannah? How you doing?
So thank you for popping in. And again, you're welcome to tell what is the same answer the same question. What is it that attracts you? So I'm going to be reading from this article quite a bit. This was a scientific study done, and so we're going to see how much of this we agree or disagree with, because it talks about the fact that especially now, attraction. This doesn't initially talks about what's going on now. It talks about the car that people drives, the fancy apartment they live in, their hair, their luxurious life. That now what's passing for attraction for a lot of people is the material trappings. That seems to be what draws people. And I think we do see a lot of that in videos and social media life and things like that. So before I get into the 17 reasons that they listed, I want to ask you guys, how much does material things, the trappings of somebody's quality of life that you see even on person or on social media, what part does that play for you and you being attracted to them?
For me, I mean, if you got it going on, I mean, that's great.
Okay.
You know, that's a feather in your cap. I'm like, all right, she got it going on. She providing for herself. So that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, I'm still caught up in what I'm doing and
Okay.
making it happen as well. But I mean, as far as for the other, it's a good thing. But I mean, I guess it does mean something. I'm sorry. Let me just stop. Let me stop it. Yeah, that means something. I think it can mean a lot because of the fact that if you can see somebody that can provide for themselves,
Okay.
then they're going to be less being like trying to like pretty much not. I'm not saying like live off of you, but they won't have to
Right.
depend on you as much because they got their own thing going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Welcome, sis, to the show.
Hey, what's up, Sherry?
Appreciate you
everybody
coming
doing?
in,
Hey,
sis.
sister.
Okay. And the question we're on, sis, right now is we're talking about attraction, you know, and how currently a lot of people are attracted to another person based off of what they have, you know, fancy car, the way they dress, things like that. So I'm asking the audience really quickly before we get into other reasons, how much does that play into you being attracted to somebody? So Kenny, Tasha, or Sherry, how much that play?
For me, I mean, I think it's cool, but I'll be honest with you, it doesn't move me that much. I've never been a guy that drove off of materialistic type stuff because I'm not a real material. I like nice stuff, but that has never driven me. And then when it comes to relationships or attraction to a woman, I think it's cool if she's working it and she got it going on. I definitely respect it, but it doesn't move me that much.
Okay. What about you, Tasha or Sherry?
I would say for me, it has the opposite effect. It kind of turns me off. Like it makes me not interested. And I'll say it's because for me, if that's what consumes your life, and I'm not saying that wanting to have nice things and aspiring to have nice things, that's great. But if that's what drives your life, if that is all that you show on social media, if that's your main motivation, then you really don't have any substance. And I don't want to be around that. And that's just how I see it.
I got you. Sis, round out. What about
I
you?
agree. I agree with Tasha. Pretty much I like to have my own. You know, it's nice for a guy to have those things, but it doesn't make me or break me. You know, I like to get my own things.
Okay. Hannah actually says, she said, I need my mind stimulated. I can stimulate my own pockets.
I heard that. I
That's
know
boss
that's
talk right there. That's
right.
boss talk right there.
You
That's
better
right.
work it.
Yeah.
You better
I
work
love
harder.
it. I
I see,
love it.
I see you,
And
Bert. I see you, Bert. We see you,
but
brother.
and I love
Good job.
that. And I respect that, you know. And I
Yeah.
actually like that attitude,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, but like Tasha, if that's what you put forth to represent you, it actually turns me off personally. Maybe for me it's an old-fashioned thing, but just really quickly, the last time I went out, which was about 2 or 3 months ago, and I was out and there was a young lady and she made it her business to let me know she was a boss.
Mm.
You know, she paid my way into the club. She had bottle service there. The bottle cost $300. She whipped out her card. She let me know that this is how she rolled. Tasha, stop laughing. She let me know
Oh
that this is how
man.
she rolled. 100. You know, she offered me to pay for whatever I would have wanted. It was a turnoff, actually. Number one, to Hannah's point, I actually have my own money. You know, my mama told us you don't ever go anywhere without having your own way. You know, if I got in an argument with somebody, I can get home. But it was a turnoff because she was going out of her way to show me that this is how she roll and she grind. And that was so important that she be seen as a baller, you know,
Right.
with the bottle in hand,
Mhm.
that it really, Tasha, stop laughing.
I can't help it.
that it really did turn me off, you know, because it made me look past all of that stuff and I didn't like the other things that I was seeing. And she was a physically attractive person. But to your point, Brother Kenny, as I've aged, it's ironic because now the physical is not the first thing I think about, you know. And so there are other things that have now become more of a priority. So we're going to jump into these because we're going to talk about, instead of the material things and the physical things, we're going to talk about the biological and genetic factors that could play a part in us being attractive. Number one, this is a scientific study. So we can agree or disagree or agree to disagree. This says it's all about the eyes, especially for men. And I want to read little parts of this study. Men are visual. In fact, they have 25% more neurons in their visual cortexes. Now, if you think that's not important, it is. Because of their visual cortices, they're overall more visual. They notice bright eyes, smiles, shiny hair, the overall physical appearance. Not saying that women don't notice these things. It's simply men notice these things more. So when you say it's about the eyes, we weren't talking about how your eyes look. We're talking about scientifically that men have a 25% more of visual cortexes. Agree or disagree?
I totally agree with that.
I agree too.
I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
you already know I agree.
I had never heard
I mean,
it put in those terms. I think none
exactly.
of us have, but I agree. Yeah.
Tasha?
No,
Clean
no, I
slate?
agree.
Clean slate?
I don't, like it doesn't strike me as odd, but I think that's because we've all pretty much known, we've stated on the show that men tend to be more visual. So
So my question to the ladies out here, the two on camera, and I've got a couple visiting me as well, which Hannah says she agrees. She says that's why I got to keep it together.
Yes, ma'am.
Bravo,
Yes,
baby.
ma'am. She's doing a great job at
Know
it too.
thyself.
Hey, I know that's
Know
what's up,
thyself.
Bert.
I
I hear
love
you,
it.
brother.
I love it. Having said that, knowing that, and Hannah went exactly where I was going to go. Knowing that, ladies, does that make you look at how you present yourself differently now that you know scientifically for men it is about the visual aspects of finding you attractive? And I hope you know why I'm bringing that up. Does that make a difference for you?
Yeah, you have to. To me, you have to keep yourself up to par for your man, and all your hygiene and everything else. Your hair, everything done. Yeah.
Okay. Tasha, what you say?
no, that's what I was gonna say. What Cherry said, that then I think it matters if you have a man or if you're looking to attract one.
Okay. Okay.
At
You
this
bring up a
point,
good
I'm not trying to attract anybody.
You bring up a very good
and
point.
that's funny. You probably attracting a whole lot more now because you're not really trying.
I'm really not trying.
That's what I'm saying. You probably would attract. You probably get attracted more. Anyway, my bad.
Even though you might not be trying a little, so even though you're not trying, Big Mac, a little while ago, Monique got in a hell of a lot of trouble.
Sure did.
Because she was talking to women about how they present themselves when they go outside with the hair nets and the bonnets on and things like that. And so now when we take this in perspective, I don't think she was coming at women from a scientific point of view, but maybe just from an old school wisdom as a woman, there's really some substance to what she was saying.
Stop it, Hada. I always got the low voice. I don't know what you're talking about.
you might miss out on that blessing if you got that bonnet on.
Hey.
Right, hey, there you go. Yep. Speak.
All of these things are coming to play. But I just want to say for my viewers, Monique wasn't wrong. She was not wrong. In this case, they really shot the messenger, but she was on to something, whether she really knew it or not from a scientific perspective. Let's go to number 2. I thought this one was really interesting. It's all about your childhood. The next time you look for your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, look at a picture of your opposite sex parents. Any similarities? Research has found that if we had positive childhood experiences, we are more likely to be attracted to people who share similarities with the opposite sex parent. The saying, you marry someone like your dad or mom, isn't that far off. How true is that?
That is so true. That is so true. My brother who just got married, his wife reminds me a lot of my mom. And I know like the girls that I've seen like my other brothers with and everything, it is
Mhm.
I can definitely pick up on the similarities. And I know for me, if what I'm looking for is someone like my dad. So
Okay.
Wow, I like that.
Well,
Sherry, you shaking your head.
I didn't have a dad, so
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I didn't grow up with a dad,
Mm.
so I don't know whether or not my husband is like my dad. I mean, of what I heard of my father, yeah, I know one characteristic that my husband is like my father. What I hear, and that's drinking. He likes to drink, but outside of that, I don't know. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
I wonder to ask him if I'm anything like his mother.
Oh,
So
well,
you've been married how many years?
32 years.
You've never asked him that question?
No, but
Wow.
I know
Okay.
his mother, but I personally don't see no characteristics that I'm like his mother. Tony, am I anything like your mother?
Sherry is real big on just getting it
Huh?
out right on the show live, so we're gonna let her handle that.
put him right on the spot.
But Bert, what you say about this? About
Uh,
looking at your intended and the similarities between your parents.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really have that in mind for someone to have the characteristics of my mother. I'm kind of go off the beaten trail a little bit. I want you to be your true, authentic self, however
Okay.
that is, and then if it's good to me, then that's great. But I mean, even with Hannah, she does, and I wasn't looking for that. She has traits of my mom. Like my mom, here she go in the background. I love her. I love her. And she loves her back, and she darn sure don't speak to me. But, but she's really outgoing. She likes to dance, all this stuff. So I do see in Hannah that I see in my mom. So I think in an offbeat way, she does kind of capture the essence of how my mom is.
Right, right. What's been your experience, Brother Kenny?
Just speaking from the scientific part, what you read,
Uh-huh.
I think there is truth to that. I think a lot of times people do look for some characteristics of their parents and their partner or soon to be partner.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I never operated from that point.
Okay.
I love my mother dearly, but I wasn't I didn't go out with the intentions of looking for a woman that
Right.
was like my mother because I wanted her to be her. I didn't want her to be like my mother. I just wanted her to be her.
Right.
My ex-wife was she wasn't anything like nothing like my mother. But then
Wow.
too, it was what it was. She was who she was or who she
Absolutely.
is. So
Absolutely.
I believe the scientific part of what you read was
Right.
correct. But personally speaking, I've never operated like that.
I got you. Hannah, welcome to the show, sweetheart. What do you
Hey
think
y'all,
about
I'm late.
what
I'm sorry.
you don't know? Thank you for joining in. That you showed up. What do you think about this when you were selecting your intended? How much did it play into him being like dad or something?
So I'll say this. Whew, yeah, I know. Bert laughing because my first husband was like my dad, and I don't mean in a good way. And I looked up to my dad younger, and not really looking for that. But Bert gives the characteristics of my dad when I was younger versus my dad when I was older.
Okay.
My dad, like the younger when he was the pastor, that dad, Bert
Okay.
has some of those characteristics. But the jackass part, excuse my language, my ex-husband had that part and wasn't looking for it, didn't want it, wasn't seeking for it, wasn't asking for it, was trying to get farthest away from it. But somehow it found me. So I think sometimes if you're not looking for something, it can sometimes find you, and not because that's where you need to be, but just a lesson to teach you what you can appreciate after that.
Hannah, I agree with you 1000% because this is where this scientific part comes into play, that it may not have anything to do with your intention. And when I read this, I think sometimes, especially for women, I think that they more than men intentionally look for somebody like their dad, because that D used to say it on the show all the time. A person's father, especially if you grew up in a household with a dad, that is your first representation of what a man is. And your dad has those opportunities, for good, for better or for worse, to present what your ideal is of what a man is. So to hear Tasha say that that she's measuring people by that, it really makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I know in one of my more serious relationships, that was a major problem, because I was always being compared to and having to balance off of what her dad thought.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it ended up being a major
problem.
issue.
Yeah.
But then, like you, Bert, I think back now to my wife. I thought with every part of my being, I was not looking for Eloise Young. You guys have heard me say this on the show. That's the meanest woman I know. She also has the biggest heart and everything I know. But I'll be damned if I can sit here now and look back in retrospect and tell you how much my ex-wife was like my mom. There were characteristics, because when I think about it in retrospect, I wanted a woman that wasn't a pushover, that would challenge me, that had a little bit of a mean streak in her, so to speak. My wife was very petite, 4'7", all of 127 pounds, mean as all get out, didn't take crap. The way she did things and expected things to be done, I'll be damned if there wasn't a lot of my mom in her, you know. And I didn't think I was looking for it, but I think scientifically, sometimes it is what we see and what we find that we're attracted to, we're drawn to, even if we don't realize it. You know,
I think it's a level of comfort. I think that's why,
yes,
you know, stemming back to your childhood, it is, even though we know like our childhoods may not have been perfect, but those specific characteristics that you're looking for, it is because, you know, that's what makes you comfortable, what makes you feel safe and secure.
absolutely.
And so whenever I say that I'm looking for someone like my dad, it's specific characteristics that I'm looking for, that you have to meet that. That's the bare minimum.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
I'll say this, even though my dad had his ways, I'll agree with that part, because my dad always told me I have to be respected. He told me not to open the door. Like, I don't open my own doors because my dad told me, you're not supposed to open your door. You're not supposed to, like, certain things that my dad taught me how to be a lady, what to expect from a man.
Yep.
I look for that because that is good characteristics to have.
Absolutely.
Now, I ain't gonna say he abided by all of them all the time.
I got you, but he instilled it in you.
He told me
that in you.
What to look for.
Tasha, if you don't mind, I'm sorry, Black. I wanted to ask you this one question, because it was going in my head when you was talking about your dad. Because I know you out here in these single streets. Is it a high bar that you have for a man to reach for you as far as your dad, or like you were saying, is it just certain little things that you're looking for that he has to have? He doesn't have to be the complete version of your dad.
No, I'm not looking for my dad's twin. Absolutely not. I am my dad's twin. My personality, I am my father. We don't need any more of that. But
okay, never mind.
I'm looking for specific. I'm looking for specific things.
She's telling
I'm
the
looking
truth.
for someone who treats me how he treats me.
She's
to
telling
that
the truth.
level. So
she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. Tasha, as my best friend, she's like a guy. So she can't have a guy that she can push over and rule over, you know. But the respect factor, the work ethic, those are things she grew up with, and he has to have that. She can't have no lazy ass, easygoing man that lets her run over him, you know. She likes to be snatched up a little bit. So, Comma Dizzy.
I'm with you. I'm there with you.
Comma Dizzy, where you at?
We ain't seen him in a while, but Comma Dizzy. And before I leave this, I got to say this to my sister Sherry. She's right. She and I share dad. She know him better than I do. She actually met him. I don't know the mother sucker. But anyway, I said mother sucker. But I will say this, sis, that you might not have thought about. What's the age difference between you and your husband?
10 years.
10 years. How many times have we seen women choose a man that's much older because maybe inadvertently, because there wasn't a father figure there, that is what you were seeking instead of a young man or a guy your age? Just something to think about, sis.
No,
Just something to think about.
No, I chose a older man because guys of my age then, they wasn't going nowhere that I needed to be going at that time.
I just said that. I literally just said that.
Right, but I'm just
I
saying,
literally just said that. That was the point I was making.
I do think
That was the
because I
point I was
didn't have a
making.
father here.
That was the point. Okay,
That
so
was
we're gonna
that.
go on to
That
number
was
3.
that.
We stayed on this one a little too long. We're gonna go on to number 3. Number 3 is you have a sexy immune system.
Oh, this is interesting.
Ladies,
Okay.
it's not them. It's their immune system. Not a bad excuse, right? Can you believe it? But since major histocompatibility complex molecules, let me repeat that, are able to sense major histocompatibility complex molecules, MHC. These are proteins released into the air, which gives an indication of their immune system. Women tend to be more attracted to men with an opposite immune system as them. That way, their children will have the best of both immune systems, making them healthier.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
What do y'all think about that?
Basically, are you talking about like health wise, like that's what you're saying? Like they can pick up on whether
according to this study, according to this study, women they're able to sense histocompatibility. I didn't even know that was a thing. They're able to sense in a man what his immune system is like. And the part that really makes it fascinating is that they're more attracted to somebody who has an opposite immune system to them, so that their children will have the best of both systems, making them healthier. And I thought about this and I said, well, I'll be damned if that probably isn't true. Think about a woman who is sickly, always going to the hospital, complaining, headaches, whatever. Do you think she'd go out and select a man who shares those same traits?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Who's sickly,
right.
always going to the hospital,
yeah, that's
coughing
true.
and sniveling?
Yeah.
When I thought about this, it truly made
Makes
sense.
But my
is that woman looking at us talking about something? Oh man, he healthy. I gotta get it. I gotta get with that. Like,
I didn't think that was a thing, but even if you go back to even if you go back to slavery,
yeah.
Go ahead, brother Kenny. I know you know.
No. You go there. No, because you get
even if you go back to slavery, how women select the strongest, biggest men. There's a reason for that. Do you know that even as I gained weight, it used to baffle me that, wow, littler women were still attracted to me, and I didn't understand why. I thought automatically the bigger I got that I was only going to attract bigger women, and then women would tell me all the time, no, I want a bigger guy. I want to feel protected, this and that. But looking at this now, it might not just be about the physical nature of my size, but I do think women, when they look at you, maybe they can sense that, man, he looks healthy. I don't ever see him.
Okay, that's all right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Can I say something?
Please.
Okay, I wasn't going to agree, but I'll tell him now. But when I first saw him, I noticed that he used to be like outside across our building, like walking the track and working out. And I'm like, who's this? He's a little strong. And that attracted me before I even knew his name, before I knew what department he was in, before I knew anything about him. Him knowing that he's out here taking care of himself, everything, I was like, oh, I gotta know this man. So I'll agree with that. At first I was like, I don't give a damn about your health. However, I will say I was wrong in the beginning because that does play a factor.
Yeah.
And lust. But
I'm sorry, go ahead, hon. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, this is fascinating. Go ahead, Tasha.
I was just gonna say, so is this something along the lines of like pheromones? Is
That,
that what it seems like?
that's what I was going
But
to
from
ask
a
too.
woman's perspective, and we're gonna get to pheromones next. We coming to pheromones next. But absolutely. So for you, have you ever, Sherry and Tasha, have you ever thought about that? That taking in consideration being able to sense a man's immune system.
I never
Not,
thought about it.
not
And
consciously.
that's
know.
where I was going with this. That's where I was going with this. You went right where I was going, because your situationship that you've had Micmac for the longest, tell us about how he take care of himself.
Oh, he is very much
He's a
all
health nut.
about.
Let's call it
He
what
is.
it is.
He's in the gym like twice a day. He is like pretty much like all plant-based now. He's very healthy. Even when he sweats, he smells very clean. So he is all about taking care
I've
of
heard
himself.
them argue over her ordering certain food and he not going to eat it if it ain't right and it's that. He's a health nut. And even Micmac's types that I've seen her with, they have to be physically of a certain nature. You know, she just likes a physical type. My sister Sherry, her husband, he's from Jamaica, and he will tell you he's got a root and an herb for damn near everything. Am I lying, sis? So there might be more to this thing than we think about. I just want you guys to think about that. That brings us to number 4, the pheromones. Sure, she has a great smile and he's super funny. So y'all talked about being able to make them laugh. But really, at the end of the day, it's all about the pheromones. Both men and women are attracted to pheromones. Women are attracted to testosterone, which indicates a man's strength and fertility, while men are attracted to copulins produced during ovulation. Yeah, I see the look on your face because you did me. So you know, I'm reading this for the very first time, just like you are.
Oh.
Tasha knows how I do these shows. I don't have Tasha. Tell them I don't have prepared. I like to be just as surprised as you guys. When I pick an article, it's new to me as well. So I want my reaction to be just like you guys. So what do you guys think about that? About pheromones and the part that it plays in being attracted to one another?
I think it plays I think it's a huge factor. I just think that's just one of those, I think it's something that we're innate built with, men and women, that we once we find that attraction, it's just something that draws us to them, and that's what it is. So I definitely know that's a big time thing for me, for sure.
Absolutely, for me too. Anybody else? Because I got something to say on this one.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is I have found even before, like with certain people, like just drawn to them, just don't know why, very strongly, and then but this right here, it makes a lot of sense why. Can't explain it. So
Tasha, you just said a moment ago, you said when he sweats, he smells very clean. You know?
And you know what, Black? That's funny because Hannah does that. She's like, oh, like you smell good. I'm like, I just got finished working out. What are you talking about?
He gets mad. I be like, let me smell you.
But freakness is going on.
But you know that's funny. I've heard this from women. I've heard most women say they are attracted to a man's sweat.
A man's sweat.
Every woman I've met, they said that they like, for some reason, they're attracted to a man's sweat.
Hey, brother, she said that it's light skin privileges. I don't believe that.
I don't get it. He can like work a full day, work out, and I'm like, why do you smell like this? Like you should stink at this point.
Right.
And I don't understand it. And he be like, stop smelling me. But I didn't agree, but now I do agree because that does play, because I'm attracted to smell.
Yes, she is.
So I am. He gets annoyed. I don't care.
Aroma is very real.
It's
What's going on, brother
everything
Lamar?
to me.
Hey, what's up,
Appreciate you, my
Lamar?
brother,
Everything to
speaking
me.
in.
Everybody on the
Hey,
panel,
Lamar.
I could be sitting up there working, and she'll just come
I
by
walk
into
in
my
the
office
office
and smell me. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
It is real, sis. What for you? What about pheromones of a man?
I don't be liking to be smelling nobody's sweat. I don't, to be honest with you. And my husband always smelled me and said I smell like baby powder. I don't like that. Don't smell me.
I'm getting ready to prove you wrong. I'm getting ready to challenge you right here on air, sis, in this sense.
I
Okay.
knew Sherry was gonna come with it.
I know. You know it.
She always gonna come, but here's where I be getting her sometimes. Now, when you started dating your husband, without going too deep into it, wasn't it how he dressed and the cologne that he wear and how he carried himself? You're telling me that wasn't part of the attraction?
Yeah, it was. That was part of the attraction for me. But I like smelling them, like sweating and all that.
I get that. No, so I get that part. But the reason why I bring that up is because how many times as women has your man put on a cologne and you say, don't ever wear that again. Don't ever, because it doesn't mix with his scent.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Right. That's
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have he put on and you say, oh, I've been sitting next to you, sis, and he's rubbed the oil. You go, now that smells good on you, Tony.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he usually have some good taste in cologne,
Think about that. So it's more scientific than we even realize. Now, the part that made me think about for Bert and Kenny is a woman ovulating. And when I just heard that, before I give mine, Kenny laughing and Bert laughing, how much do you think that plays for you?
Shoot, it played a whole lot for me because I ended up having 3 damn kids. So, I had to get my ovulating Nintendo. I had to get that fixed. So I made sure that when she wasn't ovulating, my ass wasn't trying to be up around her, trying to shoot her club up. So, so it definitely is. I think as men, we kind of do. We kind of can pick up when a woman is ovulating. We got it. It's something I can't explain. I can.
That's where I was gonna go, Brother Bert.
Look, I'm gonna piggyback off of Kenny. Like, I don't know what it is, but when it gets to a certain point, look, it's off and popping. It's off and popping. That's all I got.
It is true because you ladies testify to this, and I'm gonna keep it real clean here. I promise you.
Okay.
But think about how many times when I'm talking about when you getting it in and you're at that point where you're at that you can't explain it. Again, it's not that we sense it. Some men that go overboard even when it started raining red, but you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But for some reason, around that time, it's something that draws a man, and that's how babies are made. That's how babies are made. Mm-hmm. And I never thought about it that maybe this is more scientific than we ever wanted to admit. Which brings me to the rainy season, to the red rainy season.
Oh boy.
Periods have power.
It's Shark Week.
Yes, it is. Sometimes for heterosexual women who find attractive for heterosexual women who they find attractive varies depending on where they are during their menstrual cycle. If a woman is at the peak of her fertility, she'll most likely be attracted to more manlier men. The guys with muscles, a deep voice, and a beard. Game of Thrones kind of vibes. I can't answer this. How true is that?
What the hell? Sorry, excuse my language. I'm sorry. I feel like I don't know how everybody else is, but I'm not attracted at anybody at that point in time. I don't care. Don't look evil. I ain't attracted to you at that time. You not be in my evil mood. I'm not attracted to anybody. I don't want to be. I don't want to be bothered. So to me, I don't care who you are. I'm not attracted. Now I will, not the peak, but maybe, at the end.
Okay.
However, the peak, absolutely not. Everybody's different to me. No, I don't want you to hear me.
That's why, Sherry and Tasha, I don't know how to answer this one.
No, this for them.
I really don't like them. I don't like no muscle men like that. The men to have all these muscles and all that.
Not just muscle. We're not talking about just that part.
No.
The part. Go ahead.
Okay, well, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying what they're saying though is at the peak of your menstrual cycle, are you attracted to more manlier men? It don't have to just be muscles. It mentioned a deep voice, a beard, just whatever manly qualities.
No.
Okay. No. So we got 2 no's. Tasha?
No, I agree with Hannah on that. No, like I will say this, the week leading up to the week before, usually when you're ovulating, I would say that your sex drive will increase that week. I will say that. Okay. Like for whatever reason, you're just horny, just want to jump on anything, rub up against anybody for that week before. But while you're on, that's for me, that's the last thing I'm thinking about. I don't want to be touched. I just want my Mexican food. I want my wine, and I want my peanut butter M&Ms, and I want to be left the hell alone. That's just me.
Well, damn.
Thank you.
I call that black woman syndrome. But I'm looking at all of y'all all of a certain level of maturity. I wonder how true this is for this newer generation who don't mind Shark Week, who don't bathe as often. They're both immune to each other's hygiene habits. And so I wonder for them, because what I have read and what I have observed, I don't think for them it does matter. So I wonder if these young, nasty, filthy no goods, even when they get to the height, if they crack their musty legs open as far as they can get them and say, come get it.
Yeah, put that towel underneath. Let's go.
No.
That's what I hear.
That's what they do.
That's what I hear.
The beginning?
That's what I hear.
Cold red? Absolutely not.
Cold red,
absolutely.
Chum in the water.
Absolutely not.
This younger generation, they're more like Moses than they ever realized. They pardon their Red
Yeah.
I'm looking off. Good night.
Oh, man.
Number 6, it changes with the seasons. Now, you're probably thinking, oh my God, there are so many factors to attraction. You're right. It even changes with the seasons. You probably think that the summer season is when people are the most attracted to one another, but that's wrong. It's actually during the winter time when people, in particular men, are attracted to women physically. Now, the women just had theirs. Men, is this true? Is this true?
I think for me, it's not true.
Okay.
I'm more attracted to women during the spring and summer because I'm seeing sundresses and I'm seeing all that stuff. I'm seeing all that. The wintertime, wintertime, everything's covered up. So if you ain't booed up in the wintertime, you just ass out. No pun intended. But so for me, I would say I wouldn't agree with that. I think it's, actually I will. I guess it will change. I will agree that it changes with seasons. But for me, I'm more inclined to be more attracted to women during the spring and summer than the winter time.
Okay.
I feel you, bro. I'm the same way. Summertime, feet out, legs out, butt out. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what it is for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So summertime is it for me. I don't know about the winter and all that, being booed up, cuddled up, whatever, cupping, whatever. But summertime, yes.
For me, this one is true. At the top of the show, I talked about how much I actually love fall and winter. It's weird because even when I was younger, visually, I like what you're saying, Brother Kenny. One of the reasons I chose to live down south, it drew me away from New York, is because of the summer dresses, the sandals, the femininity of Southern women. I love all of that. But the irony is I'm still more attracted to women in winter. Because the crazy part is, as much as I like to see the poom poom shorts and the little summer dresses, I also have a thing with hygiene to where I can't help but also imagine that snatch is just as tart as it want to be in the summer.
You know what?
I'm just saying. For me, I just think women are cleaner in the winter, and it makes it more attractive. And even if they're gonna cover up a little bit more, it leaves a little bit more for the imagination. And as I've gotten older, it really is that way. If I see one more nasty something twerking going on, if I had here, I would pull it out. Stop shaking your musty stump and put some clothes on.
Well, dang. It can be clean in the summer.
I'm telling Mahana, it can be clean.
I know you can, but
they just gotta wash.
Depends
They gotta
on the
wash up
woman.
more. She just gotta wash up more.
But Kenny, I swear to you, I cannot help but hygiene in the summer becomes even more. When I look at a woman and I can be driving down the street here in Atlanta and seeing they look just as nice. And the second thought after I look at that ass that comes to my mind is, I bet you the back of her neck smell like her feet.
You don't think she smell like lemons and strawberries, bro?
No. Second thing, after I see it, I can look and follow it, then I'll start thinking, I bet the pussy just as tart as it want to be.
Boy, you crazy, man. You crazy.
So what she is fine as get out, you still think she smell like ass?
Huh?
You still think she smell like ass even if she's fine?
She can be fine, and that's what goes through my head. And because I think, and I had a horrific experience too, right before I moved here. This is a good friend, a friend of the show.
Uh-oh.
So I ain't gonna say no names.
Okay.
I was looking for a job. Stop it, Tasha. And she came over to my apartment, and I needed her to take me on a job interview. And basically, she held me hostage that in order for her to take me around on a job interview, I had to knock her down. It was hot. It was hot as hell in that apartment. She was sweating. That snatch was just as musty as can be. The ceiling fan and the box fan wasn't doing no good. It was just a disgusting experience. And every time I look at her, I think about the fact that what she did to me, and it turned me off. And so for me, sex, even in the summer, it's really a turn off in a lot of ways. Because it's just not sanitary.
Wow, this is hilarious.
It was
if you drink more water in the summer, your body needs that.
Well, I don't know what these women's problem is, but I know when she laid back on the bed and stripped her musty drawers off, the scent hit me right then and there. And even though I had the box fan blowing that stuff back on her, I had to. I needed her to do some things for me, but I had to hold my nose and tolerate that abuse.
I didn't know she watched the show.
So that means just as nasty as she is.
I used to be. I used to be. I'm not as nasty anymore.
I know you took a shower for days.
Oh my goodness.
I felt when I got back, Bert, I had to shower and scrub, and I felt used and abused, and I couldn't get that smell off my arms.
Were you in the shower like this, like all huddled up?
Cursing and everything.
Holding yourself.
Cursing and everything.
Wait a minute, brother. What you talking about? You couldn't get the smell of your arm.
He had them legs hoisted.
Yes, I did. I had to hold her musty legs up. My shoulders was hurting. My wrists was all musty. It was just a horrible experience. Around. Sorry if you watch this show later.
No,
sorry.
Don't be sorry because you should know how to wash your cat. Just don't be sorry. Grab a douche.
That's right, Hannah.
And get together. Don't be sorry. You don't apologize because we as women, you know when you don't smell fresh.
That's right. She should be
So
ashamed.
don't apologize because she decided not to take care of her hygiene.
But that's what's wrong with the seasons. That in the summer, a lot of them are
Nah,
out all day.
it's not
and
the
they
summer.
took a bath. They
Don't
just
blame
went
that.
to-
Don't blame that on the
they be like,
seasons,
"It's
bro.
winter."
Don't blame that on the seasons, bro.
You might get
Blame
that.
that on the
That's what
person.
I feel.
Don't blame it on the seasons, bro. That's on that woman
It was
or that
her.
dude.
It was her.
Yeah.
It was that cat.
You guys
Yeah.
are right. You guys are right. You guys
Yeah.
are right. Let's go to number 7. Symmetry matters. In both men and women, symmetrical faces in their partners play a subconscious role when choosing who they're going to be with. Symmetrical faces are a sign of better genetics. Now, no one is actually perfectly symmetrical, so if one eye is slightly bigger than the other, don't worry. This is an easy one. How much does that play when you think about symmetry?
I mean, as far as attraction, I think it does. It's not a big thing, but I think you do kind of take you take stock of a person's face, what they facial structure and their eyes and nose and lips and stuff. But I mean, but it all goes back to attraction, though. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna be attracted to them. No one had, like you said, no one has a perfect face. I don't think there is one. So it plays a part, but I mean, that's not a big part.
I agree. I think we can all agree on that one.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's a pretty easy one. This is another one that I think we'll be able to ask a simple question, whether we ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on this. It talks about where's the beard. Women love a man with a beard.
No.
This is what the sign says. Now, if you don't have a beard, you're still attractive. This is more from a biological standpoint, as men with beards or stubble are viewed to be healthier, attractive, and likely to be better fathers. The beard represents the protection factor that women look for when finding a partner. True, not true? What you think?
I just liked when the whole beard phenomenon came around. Kenny, you're very handsome with your beard. I'm not coming at you. No shots fired. Nothing like that. I promise you.
I'm glad
Not
you gave me a
everybody
disclaimer. Okay.
No, not everybody can pull it off. So when this whole beard thing came out and they were all growing it out like that, unless you are a lumberjack in, cutting wood, it doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody can pull it off. Some people look better with a shorter one. Some people can like Kenny's looks good. Some people, they can't let it grow out that full because they just look weird, like they get lost in it,
Right.
So it really depends, but that's not a deciding factor for me. I can
agree.
say.
Well, Kenny, I'm jealous of yours. I mean, it's
Right.
every guy look at some other guy and they got something that they wish they had or whatever. Man, I love that distinguished look, and I cannot grow. I actually have alopecia. My nephew has alopecia totalis. I have partial alopecia where my hair came out, and so my hair on my head grows quick and heavy. This is the best I can do.
Oh, okay.
This is literally the best I can do.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
I tried. I
grow
wish
your
it would
beard.
grow thicker. What you say, Hannah?
I got some stuff to grow your beard. The stuff that
For
I don't like
alopecia.
beards.
For
I don't
alopecia.
like beards, but it can grow it.
She like them Jones.
I don't like beards. I don't like naked face, but I don't like beards.
Oh,
Kenny,
now
I'm with Latasha. You're an exception.
now tell
You
now.
and Ron
I was because I would grow your beard in a
You and
heartbeat,
Ron Osmond.
Kenny.
Yeah.
I would.
Well,
I
I
could
mean,
grow a beard like Gerald Levert.
I can't even front. I mean,
Andrew.
since I've grown this beard, I can't even front. I get compliments all the time.
Kenny, I
mean,
get the draws.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The
So
draws is stone.
I ain't say I get the draws, but
It's
But
invitation.
it looks
But-
like on Kenny.
but I have gotten a lot of compliments from women. Just like Tasha said, the whole beard game phenomenon jumped
Right.
off about 5 years ago. I think they even created a Facebook group
They
for
did.
beards,
Yep.
and it just went nuts,
Yep.
And so I'm gonna say, hey, I've gotten compliments for it, so I'm gonna rock it
Yeah, it looks
to the
like
wheels fall off. Thank you.
Hey, brother.
Can I say something? Oh,
Phil-
after Sherry, I'll go.
Philly has
Well,
always been like
I was
that.
just saying, my husband, he wish he can grow a whole beard like you do.
Oh, okay.
So he just keep, the little bottom part, but
Yeah.
he more flatter. But he would grow that. If he
Me
could.
too. If I could, I
Yeah.
would. If I could, I would. And I'm damn sure not shaving a little bit I got off because I'm already obese, old, and got missing teeth. I
Oh,
look like
stop.
like a big fat baby. So damn sure ain't gonna do that.
And I will say women do like to grab on it too. So
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
dope too.
because
See,
Kenny,
I'm jealous. I'm jealous, brother.
no, because
That
Kenny,
part.
my husband need to grow one. I don't care if he grow half of one, because I can be assured that if they could tell me he needs to grow a sideways one.
I'm done.
For real.
Okay. Leave my boy
Uh,
Tony alone.
that's
Leave my boy
funny.
Tony alone. This one is a good one, guys. The physical matches the mental. And somebody said this early at the very beginning.
Bert. Mm-hmm.
Research shows that if you find someone to be physically attractive, there's a higher chance that you automatically pair them with positive personality traits such as intelligence, kindness, honesty, etc. It's called the halo effect. And I blame this for many of my poor dating choices.
Woo! Me too.
Wow, that
Wow.
last statement was saying something.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was.
Speak on it, brother Bert.
Look, if I can count the ways, brother, like, man, like I said, when you open your mouth, oh man, it takes away from your beauty. It really does. And I'm the type of person that you can be as beautiful as all get out, but if your mentality is trash, then that's it for me. That's it for me. I'm like right from the rip, I'm turned off, and I can't really deal with you
Right.
because it's making you ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it has to be really something serious for me to really think like you're really unattractive. I thought we thought you were attractive at first.
Right. Ladies, how much is this a factor for you that the physical matches the mental?
Oh, I need both. I need you to be physically attractive, and I need you to be able to have a conversation that you don't speak slang in every single sentence. That you can have a conversation in the hood, and you can have a conversation in the bedroom, in the boardroom, in the bedroom too. But I need a universal. So I am attracted to looks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. But I'm also attracted to how you have a conversation. How do you pronounce your words? What are you saying? Are you just saying words because you just read them for you because you had word of the day? Or is that your everyday language? Like I'm attracted to both. So I need the package for me.
Okay. Sherry and Tasha, what you say?
Honor, I need a little bit of both. You understand? Because I can't be having no man that's looking attractive or whatever, but he a Dante and he acting all stupid and talking stupid. Can't hold a conversation because I'm gonna put you out anyway.
Oh,
Oh, well,
Okay.
that's you.
Okay. Tasha?
That's definitely the truth. I think that we can all agree. You can get lulled into a false sense because you think that because they are attractive, that they have all of these other things going on, that they are intelligent, and that you create this image of them, and then you do get to talk to them, and then you find out, wow, they're really dumb, or they have no substance, or they just have nothing else to offer other than their looks. They themselves refer back to their looks, and that
Okay.
can be, very, very much a turnoff.
Okay. I'm glad they called this the halo effect. And that very last statement says, and I blame this for many of my poor dating choices. Ladies, you lying ladies, you lying ladies, you. It's a beautiful thing that y'all can sit up here on this camera and talk about how the mental gotta master. I need both. Oh my God, he got to be able to have a conversation and this and that. There's so many of you that I see make some dating choices, and that man is dumb as a rock, but he laying that pipe. I wrote an article called "The Five-Headed Man," and I stand by. I wrote that article 15 years ago. I stand by it now because I've seen too many times. Now, where you are now, you might be there, but that last part about the poor dating choices, because women will say that they want this and they want that, but you know what? I've seen them many a time Lynette is laughing out loud
That's
because
different though.
say that. Thank you for
So,
however you want to
okay,
justify
That's
it.
so it's
different.
different. It's
That's
different,
However
huh?
you want to
Okay,
justify it, but
okay.
I'm just
That's what
saying.
women always say.
Let's go back to the mental.
You don't have to have a conversation to put it down.
That's all I'm saying.
We're not talking about.
But
you
you've
didn't ask
evolved to this
that.
point
You didn't
now
ask that.
where you know what? Well, now he gotta be intelligent, this and that. There's many bad. I've been saying this for a lot of years. Don't ever ask a woman how many sexual partners she got. You're not
It
gonna
ain't
get
none of
the
your
truth.
business.
You're not
It's
gonna
none of
get
your business.
it probably ain't, but you're not gonna get the truth. And you know why, men? You know why, men? Because we as men, we count every nasty, filthy act that's out there. Hand job, a blow job, a head job.
First of
We count it all. Women only count the ones
we
that
as
they like.
women,
They do
we
not
as
count
women,
miscellaneous dick.
no,
Women
we
No,
as
don't count
yeah,
women,
miscellaneous
that's
dick.
true.
no,
That's true. They
we
don't
as
count.
women get a
Women are
new
miscellaneous.
pussy every
Straight up.
month
Right.
after we have our period. We get a new pussy every month. So you ain't never had that, so it don't even count
Say
anymore.
that again.
So no.
Oh my God! Y'all hear this
New
nonsense?
pig.
That
Yeah.
she went
They're
scientific
rejuvenated.
on it. Terrence, you know I'm telling the
It
truth,
works
my
both
brother.
ways.
Facts.
Okay,
Facts.
but look, I just told y'all, because if they ain't right, they're going to get put out anyway. So even if
However
they,
you want to justify it, but you ain't counting those bad choices you made when you smoked a little too much weed, you drank a little too much, when you was on
right?
vacation
Yeah,
with your
yeah.
best friend,
No,
and he had a
I didn't.
small dick,
Exactly.
or he
Yeah.
couldn't last
I
long,
didn't.
you ain't counting that.
I
you
didn't say
can't
that at
count
all.
those.
What I
Yeah.
said is it doesn't matter
Hey, brother.
because if I had sex with you years ago, you ain't had the 2021 pussy, so it ain't even the same.
Wow.
So if you ain't had
Oh.
it, it's not even the same. It's not even
Wow.
the model. I'm telling you.
I
That's what I'm
never
saying.
heard that one.
I
I
heard
never,
that
It's
nonsense.
you know, you roll
I ain't
on.
never heard that one.
It's
I
like
ain't
your
never-
credit score. It's deleted.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Wow.
After 7
Fellas.
years, boom, it don't even count anymore.
Fellas.
There you go.
It
It don't even
don't
count.
Fellas,
Brother,
y'all hear? Y'all
we
fellas,
know
y'all hear
what's
what
up.
these
You
ladies
know
say?
what?
It is, right?
Y'all
Right.
Y'all hear this?
I'll be honest. A woman can handle a man's sexual partners. If you told a man your real sexual partners, they can handle it.
No, I agree
No,
with
they
that.
can't.
I agree.
No, they cannot.
Now I'm gonna agree with you
I
on
agree
that
with
one.
I agree with
I'm
that.
agree with you on
But
that.
I don't
and that's why
don't
I said
ask.
you should never
If
ask.
I was like, bro, I was with
I
500 people, he would be out this door mid
Hunter,
show.
you're right.
You right.
You're right.
You right.
You're
Yeah,
right,
you right.
sweetheart.
Word.
That's why I said men don't ever ask that question.
Right.
Never
Look,
get a
he
real
mad
answer
and I'm
anyway.
joking.
Look how
He
Bert
mad
put
and
it in
I'm
that
joking.
No.
Just on his face.
Hey,
He
brother,
was
brother.
pissed. No,
Listen. I'm a different cat.
What?
Whatever you did in your past, you keep it there. I'm not even gonna ask you what the body count is because it don't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. I
There you
agree.
go.
Yeah, me either.
No.
Right.
Bert,
I
we in
agree.
agreement. Herman, we
Then
in
I ain't
agreement.
worrying about that. That's
We
just
in
me.
agreement.
Right.
But
We
you're
agree.
secure. But you're a
Yeah,
secure
I agree
man.
with that.
I'm saying though that
He
most
full
of
of
the
it.
guys who would even ask that question, they're
Exactly.
really
Who
not
asked that?
prepared
We ain't
for
gonna
the
ask that.
answer.
We
That's
don't
right.
care.
They're
That's
really
right, Black.
not prepared for the answer.
You right,
And that's
Black.
what I'm saying. You're different. I'm different. Person. Now, if I'm completely different, I don't even want a woman that don't have somewhat of a high body count. You need to have some tread marks on that snatch if you're gonna get with me. I don't want no version. I don't want no version.
I always get. I got three words. Just check the Carfax.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I don't mind a fixer upper, a little bit of a stomach, one titty longer than the other.
This show has
know?
went left.
It needs to have a little bit wear and tear. I don't want to be the only soldier that's fought in that war.
Man, you crazy,
am
Black.
perfectly
You
okay.
crazy, man. Like I'm like Bert. I don't ask. I think it doesn't matter because if I'm with you now, what you did and who you did and how you did it, that ain't got nothing to do with what we about to do right now. So it don't matter. It don't matter to me.
But brother Kenny, it's the ones who do ask that I'm
Yeah.
talking to because
Right.
you're really not ready for the truth.
Show the truth. I agree with that.
You're
He
really not
wants
ready
to
for the
answer that
truth.
question.
Yeah.
God
Who
yes.
wants to ask that question?
God
Who the
yes.
hell wants to know?
Oh
Be
God
surprised.
yes.
Well, Bert,
This
you said,
generation, they ask.
Mhm.
They
Yes.
definitely
Are
ask.
you
They do.
serious?
They
Yes.
do. They do.
They do.
And it's be more men asked than women.
Right. This is
It be
men
the
asking
men asked.
Thank you, brother.
So am I the only person you've been with? How many dudes you've been with? This
Right.
is men.
Yep. Exactly.
Bert, you just came famous in my book. I'm gonna use your saying. I'm gonna be like in Bert words. I'm a different cat. I like that, Bert. Love it.
That's right, sister.
Are we gonna go through this one? Wear red. I thought this was interesting. Red really is the go-to color to wear if you want to attract someone. The color red makes men feel more aroused towards a woman. Research showed that the attraction to the color red may be because of social conditioning. However, it goes much deeper than that. Even in other animal species, such as baboons, reproductive parts become red, which attracts a mate.
Mm.
Oh.
I agree with that. I would say that I think a woman in red is sexy. I've always, anytime, every woman can't pull it off, but most women, when they wear red, they got some sex appeal about them. So I definitely agree with that.
I agree. What you say, Bert?
Listen, I agree. Like, she wore red our when we had our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, she looks stunning. And we was up in that restaurant. I said, you go ahead and flex on these. I'm going to flex on them real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's something about that red, man.
There's something about red.
It really is.
I agree.
It really is. Johnny Gill says what? Put on
Oh, that
red
red
dress.
dress. Yep.
And take of them
High
high
heel. There
heels.
you go.
Yep.
When you add the high heels to the red dress, it's OV. It's OV.
Yep. Yep.
Even in movies where you see the woman, white or black, whatever, they come out in red lingerie or something.
Mm-hmm.
The red.
Remember Martin? Vegeta had put the red pumps.
Yes, right. Yep. Yep.
It really comes into play. So
yeah.
who knows that a lot of this stuff was actually scientific in nature. And so that brings us to another cool one. Using contraception.
No, we going raw. I'm just
You-
playing. Go
Oh.
ahead. I'm
Oh!
just playing. I'm
No,
just playing. Go
no,
ahead.
no.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
The fact that I amended is bad. Safe sex, everyone. Safe sex.
You probably just thought using birth control would prevent you from getting pregnant, but actually it does more than that. Research has shown that women who use contraceptives found themselves to be less attracted to men with less masculine features. Crazy, right?
Mm.
Ladies, is that true?
I'll speak
I
from
don't
my
know about
experience.
all that, but I'd rather raw still. I don't like condoms.
Okay.
But you've been with your husband for over 30 years, so I'm sure you know.
And it's not talking about what he used, sis. This
it's talking about women.
This is saying women has shown that women who use contraceptives found themselves to be less attracted to men with less masculine features.
Wow. That's interesting.
That one I don't. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, that's a woman question.
Sherry, I'll go next.
No, I don't know about that, brother. Cause I mean, I took contraceptives for a long time, as you see, but I stopped taking them. But I don't think that had nothing to do with that.
It didn't make you feel a type of way, sister? Like when you was taking them, did it make you feel a certain way towards men?
Sherry, you're not the best person to answer this question because you so green. You haven't done enough. You're not qualified to answer this.
Yeah, probably not.
And I mean that, and I'm being as serious as a heart attack.
Yeah.
You know, that she's been married for 30-something years. Lynette says she disagree. You know, but what I'm really want to know about this is for women, when you're using a contraceptive, whatever that method is, or IUD or whatever the hell y'all do, is way too much going down there with that furry bank for me to even know. But whatever you do, do you find yourself less attractive? How did they put it? Less attracted to men with less masculine features. So in other words,
what is less masculine features though?
That's a whole other question. But I guess what I'm asking is, if you did use contraceptives, do you find that you're more attractive to a manly man?
I'll speak on this.
Okay.
I think it depends on your birth control. I'll be honest, when I was on birth control, I was on more than one, and I had 2 kids on birth control, one with the IUD.
Okay.
So clearly it doesn't work. And one with the patch. And when I was on the pill, though, I felt myself, I didn't feel attracted to even myself. Like, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I was very down. I was depressed because of the hormones in it. So
Okay.
I think and it was a certain pill that my doctor wanted to try. It was something new that came out. It made me feel like not myself, if that makes sense. So I
Okay.
think it can depend on. I don't think it's necessarily if you're on birth control. I think it depends on what it is,
Okay.
and because different birth controls have different ones. But also, I don't believe in birth control now. So, and
Okay.
that's for health reasons.
Okay. Okay.
So I think it depends on
What you're
birth
using.
control you actually use. It can have different side effects for different women.
I can see that. Tasha, what you say?
I've been on birth control for like 3 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and what I liked before, what I like now, it hasn't changed.
Hasn't changed.
As far as physically, it hasn't changed. Whatever I like.
Okay. I wonder aloud on this one before I go to my next one is if this is a generational thing, because when I look out on the dating landscape and I see women, these new generation of women dating men that also like men. You know, we did a show recently about the young lady who, you know, found out her guy liked guys or whatever. And then I see so many men that have feminine traits and they still get as much women attracted to them as always. You know, I wonder if that's generational, because from my generation, the Teddy P generation, when Teddy said close the door, he said, turn them goddamn lights off. I can't imagine a woman being on contraceptives and then her ready to lay down and her getting sexy with somebody saying, you better turn them lights out. Turn them off. Turn. You gonna turn the lights out? No, you know, turn them off. Turn them damn lights off. Close that goddamn door because we get ready to do some things. I just picture if it's generational.
It's a false sense of security is what it is, because it'll make you be like, no, we're good. I'm on birth control, so we good. So we can do whatever. It's a false sense of security is what it is.
That's why I never stuck around for long. I put them in rotation, so somebody else was there. So hey,
You know what?
I'm just saying.
I'm done. I'm not doing this.
That was my mythology. Some people love a challenge in situationships. Absolutely, baby. That is a challenge that's out there. All right, let's go to body language, y'all. What does body language? It's everything. People usually think it's the super hot women who get the most attention, but that's not true. In reality, it's the women who use body language gestures such as smiling, glancing, hair flicks that do. These are basic gestures to attract people. In a study on this subject, average-looking women who use these gestures were more successful at being approached by men. Men, for my brothers, what y'all think about that?
100% true. 100% accurate. I can say that if women are giving off those visuals like that, those different signs or whatever, as a man, that gives us kind of like a green light, like, yo, come, yeah, I'm open to you approaching me. I'm open to conversation, whatever. So that is on point. And I can speak on that for sure. That's on point.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it's the vibes, you know. I mean, we pick up on the most subtle things from a woman.
Yep.
So I mean, if it's a look, if it's a little, you know, if it's a little smile or whatever, like, oh yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. So at the end of the day, yeah, that I agree with that 100%, right, baby?
Whatever. You all, I was throwing hints at you back then.
But
I was throwing hints before.
But you know what's funny though, Hannah, for you to say that, I think women, y'all have a misconception. I think it's okay for a woman to show that she's interested, i.e., the hair flip, the smile. That gives a man the green light to say, like, okay, I think she's open to me conversing with her. That's not you chasing the man. That's not you making the first
Thank you,
move.
brother.
And I think that's where women get it mixed up.
I agree.
You can do some things that show the man you're interested, but
I agree.
also not make the first move.
I agree.
Can I say one thing, Kenny?
Sure.
So I'm going to try to come against this one. So when we were in the same building for the same company, he said when I was coming over to his side of the building, he assumed when I was talking to another person that I was giving him looks and eyes, and all I did was walk past him. But he claims that I was subliminally flirting with him. I was flirting with him.
Okay, so what do you claim outside of all that? Cut all that. So what do you claim?
Well, we being honest, I was feeling him.
Okay,
but I didn't say anything to him. I didn't look his way.
Okay,
but me not looking his way,
brothers, help me
turn
out.
him on for some reason.
We feel the vibe.
We feel the
vibe. Right.
And you might not even be doing it intentionally.
Right.
And you might not even be doing it intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, think about the movie Waiting to Exhale. It was in that scene where she came out to meet Marvin, you know, and was talking. And when she turned to walk away, instinctively that switch kicked in. You know, that smile. It's those little things that instinctively may kick in. That even if you may not realize you're doing it. Lynette says, I'm a very chatty person who smile with dimples a lot. Men are often attracted to my energy. I agree with you, sweetheart. But then if you're also attracted to them, Lynette, you may not even realize it. Your eyes do a hell of a lot more than just smile.
That's right.
Your little dimples out there say a hell of a lot more than, oh, I got dimples.
Yeah.
You know. Trust we know.
We know. And you know too, because she would have put that in that comment. She didn't know she used that to her advantage. So
we have to use our feminine
there you go. Body language. I think every woman sitting on this panel and the ones watching, you know what your best features are, and you know how to use them.
Right. I totally agree.
But y'all ain't talking about the women that's flipping their hair.
Stop it, Tasha.
She BSing around.
I know
somebody else's.
She is.
What you say, Sherry? I'm sorry.
I said y'all not talking about the people flipping their hair and smiling and giving googly eyes to somebody else's man. You see the lock.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's why I want to talk to y'all about that.
That's a whole other. Tasha, you're gonna love this next one. This is scientific, supposedly. Must love dogs. Fellas, if you don't have a dog, consider getting one. In one study, men were 50% more likely to get a number from a girl if they had a dog with them. Women love a man who loves animals. Why? Subconsciously, the science of attraction shows that they're not only able to take care of someone else, but that they're nurturing, a huge factor when looking for a partner.
I will say it time and time again. I would easily get kidnapped if someone said that they need some help looking for their dog. I would get kidnapped.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna say Sherry for last. You know, on this one, Hannah, what do you think about this? Must love dogs.
I don't do dogs. Don't come in my house. Don't do my furniture. Don't come near me. I don't like dogs. I have left Bert in New York when the dog came past us. He told this story last week to his family and embarrassed me a little bit. But I left him standing in New York because the dog walked up. What's some big dogs? What the things called?
It was a
Great Dane.
It was a big time. It was
Great Dane.
No, it was a shepherd.
A Greyhound.
It was a shepherd. He said like a.
He could pay rent. First of all, and I don't do dogs. I don't associate with dogs. I'm okay. And I used to like dogs to a bit, my brother, and I was turned off of dogs ever since. I don't do dogs. So if you don't have a dog, but yeah, I'm gonna say this. I have to get a dog because him and the kids want a dog.
Okay. So you're gonna have to become a dog lover.
I have to get a dog.
She loves dogs.
I don't
I don't think she loves other people's dogs because she don't trust them. But I think if it's a dog in here,
Okay,
and we raised it up, then she will be all right with the dog.
I'm outnumbered 3 to 1.
I got you. Sherry, what you think about the man must love dogs? Is he more attractive if you see a man with a dog?
First of all, he ain't gonna be for me. I don't like dogs.
I knew what she was gonna say.
I'm a cheers to you, Sherry.
Yeah, I don't like nothing about no dogs.
I'm not a pet lover. Me and Tasha had this conversation recently. Now, contrary to popular belief, I don't hate dogs, believe it or not, but I'm not a dog person. But I actually agree with this. I agree with the science behind this.
Yes.
I truly think that women do find men attractive when they see him with a dog. I really, truly do. And it's weird to me that they didn't say a cat. They said a dog. I thought that was very interesting because men do have cats, but to me, you ladies have to. I think when I see a man with a cat, that's more feminine to
me
me
than
owning a dog.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I do think it's something to this thing that if you out, it's kind of like if you out walking your dog, I do think women look at men and say, "Oh, you know, he got a dog," and they watching the relationship.
Perfect example, Boomerang. The scene when Eddie was out, and then Leland was out, So I agree with that.
And again, that was 30 years ago. The science and logic behind it, I think, really is real. That women look at a man and think, well, hey, if he can care for a dog, then hey, he might be a keeper or something. You know, Lynette, right? A cat, no. You know, because you think of cats are just so solitary animals that how much care do you really have to do for a cat? You're not gonna walk a cat. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They kind of take care of themselves.
No maintenance. Yeah.
Now, the last part I'll say about the dog thing, this is Atlanta. So now, okay.
I know we're keeping the PG.
I will leave it alone, you know. So not every man with a dog is manly. Just saying now.
I got you.
I'm just saying, you know. I'm trying to tell you. Now, for us brothers who are not pet lovers, you can also borrow somebody's baby and take them to the mall. Same thing.
Lee, I promise you, I was really about to say, it's so crazy. A man with a baby is so attractive to women. They don't care about the wife, the baby's mom. You have a baby, you can get any draws. Or in Philly, I'm speaking of Philly. I'm not speaking of every other state. In Philly, a man with the baby is
I think it's everywhere. I think it's everywhere.
And
I
Philly,
really do.
Women will throw the draws. If you have a baby, they run it up to you.
They do.
Oh my goodness.
Now my problem is I don't like dogs and I don't like babies.
Well, you ass out there.
I will disagree with that. I will go up to someone. I will go approach a dog. I won't even acknowledge the owner. I will interact with the dog.
Wow.
Before I will the person. And somebody with a child, I'm going the opposite way. I don't know what's going on there. I'm going the opposite direction.
You said you would go to the dog and not worry about the person?
I've seen her do it. I've seen her do it.
Stop teasing a man like that.
I've seen her do it. Lynette says, I'm looking down for the baby mama. Lynette, interesting. So, that's something. Now, a lot of women, they I'm gonna tell you what my experience has been when I've seen my nephews when they out with when their kids were real little. Lynette, I can tell you this: they might look around and see if there's a woman, but I shit you not, they were attracted to my nephews because there was a baby, and then we could go back in that same spot without the baby, and they got them because that person remember, oh, don't you have a little girl? Blah blah blah. And I've seen my nephews play on that. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. All right, we coming down to number 14. You don't have to look like a model. So many women try to have that Victoria's Secret model body, but here's the thing: you don't need it. if you have a big bum like J-Lo, embrace it. That's actually what men biologically love. I'm gonna repeat that. A big bum, that means a fat ass like J-Lo. That actually is what men biologically love. Young men love the hourglass figure on women because it represents fertility and her ability to reproduce.
Well, when was this article written? Because the body model of the Victoria's Secret models has been out since what, 2000 what? That hadn't been in style in how long? That's
a long
why
time.
all the girls now
A
are
long
getting
time.
BBLs now, because that's the model body type that everyone's looking for.
I'm gonna see what the date is on us, but you bring up a good point. But I think the context of what they're saying is definitely true.
Yeah.
It's definitely true because go ahead, brother Kenny.
I definitely agree. I think men, you don't have to be the perfect model shape. Actually, we like a little cellulite, and we like tiger stripes.
Absolutely,
that's right. Like a little meat on the bone.
Just a little bit, you know. And you know, I'm not a real big guy myself, but I don't want to be with no woman that's too thin. What I'm gonna be doing? We're gonna be causing a fire.
Absolutely.
We rubbing our pelvic bones rubbing together. We done started a fire. So I'm like, you know,
I'm with you.
I think I'll be honest with you. I mean, I like a woman that's well put together. Don't get me wrong, but as far as if she got a little cellulite and some tiger stripes, man, that's war wounds.
Straight up.
We love that. So
Yes, Lynette. That's right. That's right, baby. That's what you say, Brother Bird.
Look, you already know I like the Coke bottle.
Oh God.
I ain't going front. Look, I've always been. No, it's not about being realistic. I'm just saying, like, that's just a metaphor. Just saying, like, you know what I mean? You like a woman with a little bit of meat on their bones. You know what I'm saying? I like them thick. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like to me, I never discriminate. Let me just put it out there. I never discriminate. But at the end of the day, what you got is what you got. And if you got thickness, that's right up my alley. I love that.
I agree.
Ass, I love that too.
So I want to answer my friend Lynette. She says, I don't have a big bump. However, I could understand. Now, this is one of my friends, former co-worker. Lynette, you got some ass on you. So stop playing.
She said she don't have a big bump.
Stop playing. Now, I don't know how you see yourself. Lynette got a nice little shape on her.
I wonder why don't she think she got a big bump?
Now that's how she see herself. Now
but you don't have a big bump. But how big a bump do you want? That's the question.
No. Lynette got a nice little shape on. I love you, baby, but don't think I wasn't looking. If you slip up, as birds say, I'm in there like swimwear.
Here you go.
Lynette got a nice little shape on her, you know, because we as men, we like a woman with a nice build on her. And for me, you even got to have Coke bottle. She got a nice little old waist. Lynette got a nice little body on her for sure. So, men, for my brothers out there, if you look, I don't know if Lynette got somebody, but this is a good one right here. This is a grown woman. This grown woman shit right here.
So y'all like
this grown woman right here.
Y'all like
she's saying herself, I'm thick.
Oh, she says she thick list is all right. I heard that, Lynette. LC up in here.
So y'all like, I heard a lady put it this way. Y'all men like the stinkingest part of a woman.
The stinkingest part.
Hey,
I don't know about that.
Because y'all like bumper. This lady said, you know, men love the stinkingest part of a woman.
Well, excrement does come out of it, but I'll throw it back on women. Where I pee and I ejaculate, I done stuffed it down many a head and throat. So y'all ain't too much far behind. And last time I checked, they ain't dripping a drop. They ain't dripping a drop.
I hear that, brother.
And the church finger comes up, and all hearts and minds are clear.
So you tell that woman, whoever said that, they ain't dripping a drop.
Can I ask a question though?
Oh my!
What is it about a woman's butt that is attractive?
Biologically, I think that is right. It does it make you think about reproducing. You know that it really does. You know, we can sit here and paint a picture of it in different ways, but when you see a woman with But not, you think about making babies. You think about laying up in that thing, leaving some deposits.
And it's just soft. I mean,
It's a butt.
a
What you
woman's
mean?
butt.
No,
It's
it's
a,
not
man,
just the
you can
butt.
lay your head on it. You can
Right.
Yeah.
lay your belly.
Yeah.
Look, man, let me
Yeah.
count the ways.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so much more that you can do
I'm
with
with
an
you,
ass.
Hannah.
Wait,
I'm with you,
wait.
Hannah.
Kenny got serious and said, "Yeah," and it's just so. Well, Kenny, you
Kenny,
want a hard
Kenny,
one?
Kenny got his head like the man next door. That's mine.
So, man,
That's
I'm a booty philosopher. I took a class. I took a class in college, philosophy 101. You can put baby oil on it. You can rub on it, massage it. I mean, come on, man. There's so much.
So many different uses, brother. You know what I'm saying?
It's a beautiful, man. Women, y'all beautiful. Y'all got y'all just beautiful.
What?
It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
That is, And I'm gonna end it by Brother Kenny said something that ladies don't let that. We don't mind tiger stripes. We don't mind a little gut. Cat Williams said it in his very first stand-up routine. Ain't no real NIGGA in the history of niggerdom that's gonna turn down some snaps because you got a little baby fat and a little stretch marks or whatever. We
Why
don't
would you
give a
spell
damn.
it instead of just saying it?
We don't give a damn.
Anyway.
Right. Well, I used niggerdom, so I was trying to say that. But
So
we
crazy.
don't give a damn if
Real ones don't.
we like a woman with some weight on, and especially as I've aged. Kenny is right. When I was young, now again, I did numbers. So for me, you could be skinny, thick, thin, whatever. I just did it just for the hell of it. But as I've aged and my tastes have matured, I would much rather be with the woman that got some weight on her, them little skinny things. You can't do nothing for me. Not nothing for me. It's not even fun.
The only thing they can do, they can do acrobatics. They can bounce around a little bit more.
I don't even
jump
want
off
that.
a trampoline. They a little bit more flexible. They can work that.
Okay, well, listen, the big girls can do it too.
Yeah. That's number one.
You
But
see, they be trying to kill me. I can't.
Ain't
Like I said, I ain't no real big guy. I can't be in there. I can't be messing.
And
around
I am
with
a big guy.
Heavyweight. I can't.
And I can't
she
get nothing out of it.
She got to be a lightweight or middleweight, but she a heavyweight.
When I did the little thin ones, I had to have anal sex with them just for me to get something out of it because, a lot of them, they have a big old thing. So, oh my God.
Well, this conversation went straight left.
Off the rails. Yeah, I love it.
I am cracking up and trying not to.
Okay, right. So let's bring it back. To number 15. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Get this, whether you're a
whoa.
Okay. Well, scientifically, it says whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're Asian, African, Mexican, or Norwegian, we are all in agreement on who we think is and is not attractive. We actually have this universal standard for attractiveness. Can you believe that? This is the only thing we all agree on. The science of attraction is without borders.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
Kenny disagree? Hannah disagree? What you say, Brother Kenny?
I disagree. I mean, I think the Europeans kind of gave us what they thought was the beauty of what beauty looked like, but I think and let me say this. I think all women are beautiful, no matter what color. I think you can find attraction in all women. But then I think at the end of the day, most of us are biased. We're more attracted to what we like and whatever that may be. It may be someone in your same race, or it may be someone out your race. But I think we all hold biases to what we find attractive. Me personally, I find black women the most attractive women on earth. But that's not saying that I don't see other women of ethnic groups attractive, because I do.
Anybody disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, I guess it's just the individual's preference on what they actually like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say you could take one over the other. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I agree with Kenny. It's just what you like. Whatever, some people, it's the flavor of the month. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, the way I used to be, it didn't matter to me. I didn't care what you were. You know what I'm saying? You can be black, white, Asian, whatever. If you click with me, then we good. But you know, it's just your preference. It's personal preference.
And I want to ask the ladies, because Lynette says I'm open, but they must be black or they will have issues with my mama. You don't want to piss my mama off. But Lynette says she's open, but she says for her mama, not to piss the mama off, they got to be black.
Well, she's
For
saying
you
that.
ladies,
Well, she's saying that she's open, so that means that she
she's
may not
open.
take. She wouldn't take them home to see mama. Then
Right,
she would
right.
be apprehensive about that.
So I know, Hannah, you said it matters. Tasha and Sherry, does it matter? Is it universal for you?
Can I say one thing though?
Sure.
I was kind of wrong. So I think it's people outside your race that can be attractive. I won't ever say that because it was some people outside your race. You're like, oh yeah, okay, they're nice. However, I feel like when it comes to a relationship, I couldn't be, because I can't do pink peen. I'm just being honest.
Ain't bad. Let me just tell you.
I can't do it. I put a tan to it.
Yikes!
And I know there's some black people that might have pink peen. I can't do it. I need some color to it.
Yikes!
And so for me, I'm going by just me. Now, personally, looks wise, there's people outside your race that are very attractive. But far as sexual wise, I need some tint. So I'm just going by me personally. Nobody else. But there is a lot of people outside your race that could be very attractive.
That's what we hear. Sherry, what you say? Lynette says looks don't matter, but how you treat me is the most important. All right now.
Well,
so Lynette's in the universal. What you say?
I don't like outside. I'm not attracted to nobody outside my race. I have not seen nobody outside my race that I was attracted to. That's just me. I'm with you, hon. I don't like no pink dicks. I like darker men. I damn sure wouldn't fuck with no Chinese type shit like that, or whatever. Because they look like they ain't working with nothing no way. Plus they head shit. I gotta be able to sit on their motherfucking face. I mean, I don't want to go.
Okay, Sherry.
Just stay in my own.
That's your sister.
Sherry, you go.
That's just the thing. I don't know about the rest.
I didn't start that. Don't do that. Bert trying to blame me.
You're going way worse than I was
I'm
imagining.
sorry.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Sherry would end.
I love it.
Tasha, bring some sense to this conversation.
Specifically to the topic, I think universally there are certain people from different races that we can pull that you put them up in line them up in a lineup. I think majority of people will say this person is attractive. Race isn't gonna matter. I think universally, yes, there is a beauty standard that everyone can pretty much agree on when it's someone that's attractive.
Right.
However, as for me and my household, we are the United Nations. We turn no one away, okay?
I heard that.
We liked it all.
Tasha went biblical.
So you,
she quoted Joshua up in this
We liked
joint.
it all.
hey, Tasha, you like Baskin Robbins, huh? 31 flavors, huh?
Time 57. I do not discriminate at all.
my
I am
God.
down to try it.
He went biblical on us. Joshua says, for me and my household, we should serve the Lord.
The Lord.
Tasha said for her, so bring it on, baby. Bring it on.
Man.
Lynette said she love it. She love it.
Hilarious.
I'll close out by agreeing with everything for the most part. Again, I can find attraction in anybody. So unlike my sister Sherry, I've seen many Asian women that I found really, really attractive, especially this new generation. 20, 30 years ago,
They got cake.
women of outside of the African American race were real thin, but you know what? Here we are now. We all eat the same foods, whatever is in the food and the water, whatever. I done seen white women and Asian women that have put some of these sisters to shame. And again, for me, it's about the body. So for me, complexion has nothing to do with it. I don't give a damn how shiny your hair look. If that ass ain't right, then you could be bald headed as far as I care. So I could care less. So I've seen Asian women, and again, this whole initially I was a fan of getting the fake booties. They've just taken it too far. They've taken it too far to where it's ridiculous. But now you got a big old ass and thin, funny looking legs, which don't make no sense.
You gotta
You
get
know
your
what I'm saying?
thighs done too, ladies.
Yeah,
Gotta get
you
the
know,
thighs too.
The thighs
but
don't match.
you know, exactly. But as far as attraction, for me, if I find you, and again, if the body is right, I'm okay with it. You know, for me, that's where I find attractive anyway, you know. But then once we get past that stage now, then we start talking about the things that we're gonna have in common. That's where things can kind of get a little messy because, and even then, it's not racial. Me and Tasha talk about this all the time. If it's cultural, I have to connect with you on some things that's important to me, and that's just I don't care who you are, but you can be a black woman, and if you're young, and we talked about this on one of our last shows, if you don't know and appreciate music from Johnny Gill, we are not going to get along.
Right.
It's just not going to work.
That's
If
why
you
King
think
Bacon's
Trace, if the epitome of R&B music for you is Trey Songz, I might still stuff myself in you, but then I'm going to put you out.
You know what? You know what?
You almost got away with it.
You're right.
Rooting for you.
I'm just saying. We got two more. The beer goggle effect. This one is an easy one. I know. I thought it was a myth as well, but it's not. They exist. So why is it that drunk people are attracted to basically everyone they see? Well, when you're drunk, you're less likely to notice the symmetry of someone's face. This is why some people wake up besides the person they slept with thinking, what did I just do?
What the hell?
That's easy. That's true.
I believe
It
it.
ain't when you're just drunk. That's for damn sure. I think it's just lust. Wait a minute. Y'all ain't gonna make me feel like I'm alone in this. Okay?
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Sometimes you
You're
can
not
be
alone.
maybe you're just so horny in that moment, but after you're done with that person, after you nut, that post nut clarity that the men get.
Yes.
Trust me, it happens for women too. Because we be laying there like, why did I do that? Like, this is a waste of time. We have that as well. So,
What you call it? What post nut? What?
Post-nut clarity.
Absolutely.
I'm still in that.
CNC.
I love that. I love that
I'm still in
expression.
Tasha.
Lynette say you are ready for them to go. So I agree with you, Tasha. It's not just drunk. When lust takes over, absolutely. A lot of women I've been with were just like my old white furniture. It looked like shit in the daytime, but at night it was gorgeous. At night, when the light hits it right, it was beautiful. But in the daytime, it had all kinds of spots and stains and everything on it. So that's why I put the monkey ass out at 3 o'clock. Because I don't want the sun to hit him. I see what I've been with.
Hey, man, my chest hurting, bro. Real talk, my chest is hurting.
You are walling.
I'm just telling you.
There's a reason why they tell you not to wait till the club ends and the lighthouse light come on. You don't want to.
You ain't never lied.
Wow.
Lights come on. Oh shit. Those lights come on. You like what? Who was I dancing with?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It matters.
Right about that.
We made it to the last one. And it's a good one. Your parents' age matters. Who would have thought that this actually plays a role, but it does. Research shows that parents that gave birth in their 30s have children who prefer older looking faces, while parents who give birth in their 20s have children who prefer younger looking faces.
I disagree with that.
I disagree too.
Please speak.
I will say this: my parents were young. Like I think by the time my mom was like 21, 22, she had 3 kids already. No, that's not true. I think it's just whatever you just happen to like. Because even with my stepmom, she waited until she was in her 30s to have my youngest brother, and he definitely doesn't go for girls who have older looking faces.
Okay.
So
Lynette thinks it's true.
I do too, because mama, she always be talking about, she had us, she was I don't know, kind of young, but she always
not by the time she had us.
No, I'm saying she had, but she always talking about, I don't want no bald head man. She always say that.
No, but we're not talking about what she wants. We're not talking about what she wants. since Mama had us when she was in her 30s, it's saying that you would prefer somebody with an older face.
Right. But I'm saying, no.
Well, you married somebody with an older face.
Cause yeah,
He
that's
was
yeah for you.
older.
He was older, but he may not have an older face,
No,
but he
no.
was older.
His face. Look, this is no disrespect to Tony. I'm talking about his look physically, but he clearly had an older face than the boys that was interested in
Right.
her at the time.
True.
No, not really.
So you telling me what age you got married to Tony?
I was 20.
He looked like he was 22, 23?
He always looked younger than his age.
Okay.
Matter of fact, some of the younger ones that they was looking older than him.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it,
I can't judge that because you're a woman.
I mean, if you look at Tony
I just
now,
think it's telling that she married somebody 10 years older than her.
Yeah, but if you look at him right now, think about it. He's 10 years older than me, but he don't look.
We're not talking about whether somebody looks young. I'm 53 and I look stunning. I'm a stunning,
You better
good
say
looking
that
man.
shit.
I know that's right. You better work that. You better work that, Black.
Get
Work
off your
that
own
shit.
dick for 10 seconds
brother,
and
you
have the
only one year-
conversation, okay?
If my belly wasn't in the way and I could bend over to get in my mouth, I wouldn't need women.
What the fuck?
Good night.
I fallen and I can't get up.
Good night.
I
No.
fallen and I can't get up. I'm out.
Brother,
I'm
you only
out.
1 year older than me.
Black man down. Black man down.
I'm with you, Kenny. Or I'm with
See, Tasha made me do that. Tasha made me act ugly. Just so y'all know. Tasha goaded me into that.
Y'all stupid.
Baby, I miss all of y'all. So that's why we back. That is why we back. Y'all know we're having some good fun.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can answer this particular. My mother was 16 when she had me, so and my pops was 21. So I don't really think I can answer this question. But I've always liked. It's always been younger women. My ex-wife was 5-6 years younger than I, and I've always and most women have always told me I don't look my age. You know, I'm 52.
I got you.
So most people don't. When I tell them that, they don't believe it. So yeah, I don't think I don't know. It just depends. It doesn't work. I mean,
this one for me as well, Kenny, because that last one where it says parents who give birth in their 20s have children who prefer younger looking faces. I'm with you. I don't know how true this is because I think when I look around now, age is no longer really a factor in people choosing who they want to be with.
That's true. Yeah.
There was a time when if you saw a 30-something-year-old man with a 19 or 22-year-old girl, people said, damn, he rocking the cradle, or, you know, what he doing to young, and you don't see that anymore. And the same is true with women. There was a time when a 19-year-old girl, if she was dating a 40-year-old man, it was hidden, it was taboo. You knew she was doing it for money. Now, this is in broad sight, you know. Age, I don't necessarily know if that's a factor anymore. I do think people like what they like. I do think people would like what they like. For the whole thing, as we wrap this up, I think for attraction, I think people like what they like. Now, having got to the end of this article, it was fascinating because it made me think about some scientific and biological, biochemical things that I never had considered before. But at the end of the day, I still think people like what they like.
I agree. I agree with you, Black. And I enjoyed this show because I guess you could call it the biological part of it. I don't think none of us have ever thought about that when it comes to attraction. So this article was great to kind of open up your eyes and to look at it and think of it from a different perspective and look at it through a different lens. So I think it was interesting and I enjoyed this show thoroughly.
Thank you. I saw it. I thought it was a good thing to bring to the table. I love you guys. I appreciate it really made it fun to discuss the science of attraction.
Yeah.
I think we learned a few things about ourselves and about each other and people. So I enjoyed it. Anybody got any last words?
I'm done.
All right.
You
All
know,
right. All right. All right. That's a good thing when we can end the show that we've covered so much ground that we feel full. So I appreciate you guys again, Lynette, viewers joining. Thank you, Lynette, for being an active participant, sweetheart. We definitely miss you.
Yeah.
We are coming to the close of our summer season, so thank you for showing up. We know that there's other things people could be doing. Terrence, my nephew, thank you for showing up. Not nephew, my cousin. Thank you for showing up as well. So yeah, it was a great way for me too to spend a Wednesday. You guys make my hump day so great and so good. I go to bed full because now y'all don't know this. I'll be in the shower laughing about this for the next 2 hours. You know, it's because it'll hit me all of those things as I'm trying to navigate, but then it'll hit me 2 hours later.
Yeah.
The stuff that's come up. So
Yeah.
that's what makes it great to do these shows. So I really appreciate everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. We are on the other side of things. Enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy your weekend. Love everybody. Peace. Everybody have a great, great night.
Good
Peace
night.
out, everybody. Good night.
All right.